All right, we got Dr. Disrespect has officially lost his mind since his break from getting caught with texting, having conversation with a minor in his earlier start of his career had surfaced, and he had took a break but let's see what's the updates on him.
Dr. Disrespect, more like Dr. Pack his ass up.
That fuck him up.
So in a strange turn of events that literally nobody was asking for, Dr. Disrespect did what all of us thought that he would ultimately do. I know it's a little bit contradictory, but he stepped aside for a minute, thought that we forgot about it, but this minute was so short that it's still fresh on our brains. Dr. Disrespect is back in the light. He's been teasing this return to streaming for a minute now, and the day has come where he finally talks about everything that needs to be said from his perspective of when he was doing that whole Twitch thing.
First, he claims for the last couple of years he couldn't talk about it because of the settlement, but then he says that because people have been spreading rumors about it, suddenly he is able to talk about it. And then he admits to the rumors by saying, were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. There were casual, mutual conversations.
Why are you having the messages?
That sometimes leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Nothing illegal happened. No pictures were shared. No crimes were committed. I never even met the individual. I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding the civil dispute with Twitch, and that case was resolved by a settlement. Let me be clear, it was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges were ever brought against me. Now, the part that confuses me is he goes on to say, I'm not an effing predator or a PDF file. Are you kidding me? Anyone that knows me effing knows where I stand on those things and those type of people. F that. So the real question is,
so you're talking about yourself. I'm like, at that point, I just don't understand why you are having the messages. Yes, you admitted that they were inappropriate. Just because you didn't go the extra mile and do something else beyond the inappropriateness doesn't mean that that you're not inappropriate.
if he's always been so adamantly against those types of things, then why was he so willing to message inappropriately with a minor? Now, Dr. Disrespect says that he's taking a temporary break from streaming, but that he will be back, but I can confidently say I will not be watching.
Now, with all that being said, on this channel, we had kind of put that situation to rest. The only thing that we needed to see to confirm or deny or put more context behind anything was the literal text messages. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. We really didn't want to hear Dr. Disrespect do any more yapping about the situation because it was pretty cut and dry. So when he's coming out saying that he's gonna make his return to the streaming platform, I had to sit up, I had to give me a little snack because I knew for a fact Dr. Disrespect, the 6'8", handsome, college athlete, college degreed athletic male was gonna be unfiltered like,
hey, yo, what the fuck? That man, what is you doing? That man know his height, his weight, college athlete. Come on, bruh. That was the glaze of the century right there.
He always is, and just start with the text messages, right?
Twitch treat the doc so differently from their other streamers. I mean, outside of the obvious. I mean, just take a look at me, right? Unfiltered. The realest motherfucker in this industry.
Oh.
6'8". Gorgeous.
Oh, that's why he knows.
Successful college degree, college athlete, bourbon business, gaming studio, beautiful family. And
I thought he just knew the facts of the dudes like physique and shit. I didn't know he was actually. I didn't know he was gonna say that. Okay, you got to pass, buddy.
Trust me, we've worked hard for over a decade to improve as a person, a husband, and father, and to get where we're at today. I mean, I'm in such a good place today. And all these people, they all act like they're just so perfect.
Oh, he's gonna deflect, isn't he? Yeah, that's what this is gonna be. Now, for whatever reason, maybe due to boredom, I'm gonna give Dr. Disrespect a full-on chance at talking about his side of the story. Let's hear him out because maybe he can sway our opinions on him being some sort of diddler. I don't know.
See, there was a lawsuit pending, and as part of that arbitration, all parties were not allowed to speak publicly about the case. I respected those rules. My lawsuit against Twitch was eventually resolved, as you all know. But even then, as part of the settlement, all parties were still prohibited from speaking publicly about the case or the settlement. However, if one side violated that
when you got a settlement, usually when a settlement happens, it means somebody technically was in the wrong. Right or wrong, chat? Am I right or wrong about that? Technically, if you got to settle for something, you're giving someone pretty much hush money. They're like, hey, don't continue to blow this up. Don't continue to talk about it. Technically, someone did something wrong. I'm like, that's my definition of a hush of a settlement. Please tell me if I'm wrong.
Confidentiality. The other side could respond. And again, I respected all the confidential obligations. But apparently Twitch's own disgruntled employees didn't feel the need to abide by those same obligations. Cody Connors, ex-Twitch employee, wasn't even involved, leaks Twitch's reported reason. Years later, Cody, why do this? What was the point? This was settled professionally. And you, knowing how black and white the internet is, you decided, you fucking rat, to leak the reported reason Twitch banned me in 2020. I mean, for what? Cody? Why?
And Doc is right here. If it's a legal matter, you're supposed to be able to stay confidential until all things are resolved. But even past that, if everybody agrees to stay confidential, you just shut up. But with that being said, if it's now time for the unfiltered champion to speak, let's hear him give his real recollection unfiltered about the situation and not backtrack like he's doing right here.
You also said the word minor, Cody. I even made sure that word was emphasized in my statement, edited, etc., just to make sure these so-called journalists would pick up on it. And boy, oh boy, did they ever, champs. When you and all these so-called journalists, Cody, fired off your tweets, did any of you consider that the Twitch user may have been over the legal age of consent at the time of the messages? You didn't.
So, if she is, then why'd you get banned? If she was, why'd you settle? Why did it go to legal matters? If you were of age. Bro, stop the cap. Stop the cap.
Neither did any of these journalists, and neither did Twitch at the time of the ban.
What? Nobody thought of that at the time, but if I'm not mistaken, you said that this person was underage. So why does that even matter? And ultimately, you weren't sexting them, which is cool. You kind of stated that in the first message where that certain things weren't crossed, lines weren't crossed, etc., etc. All that is fine. My problem still is with the vagueness. Come out with the actual messages, Doc. I hate the circular arguments. At the end of the day, if he was willing to protect himself or wanting to really come clean in the light, all you would have to do is produce screenshots or a screen recording of the message thread, which I know he has because this is a legal matter. But
hey,
he still shifts
blame. Will he do it though?
To flip it on its whole head and talk about what Twitch is doing wrong in this situation and protecting certain people.
The reality is, they wanted to cut down the doc, plain and simple. Take a look at some of these horrendous acts of Twitch streamers that were never banned. I've got some examples right here. Example number one, a streamer that
not that he's pulling up other people to hide that what he did. Oh, I done messed up, y'all. But come on, I'm not the only one that messed up. And these guys got a pass. These guys got a pass, but I did it. Let me go ahead and do what Cody did to you and air their laundry out again. Let me, what you just was mad about Cody leaking your stuff, but now you're about to leak some other people's stuff. Bruh, come on, bruh. You're a joke for this joint.
Frequently use the N-word while publicly streaming, which constitutes a violation of Twitch's policies if accompanied by hateful intent. Twitch scheduled a meeting with the streamer to ascertain his intent to determine whether his conduct was a violation of Twitch's policies, ultimately determining it was not a breach of Twitch's policies. Why wasn't I called into a meeting? Why wasn't my intent taken into consideration, champs?
I really hate that he calls his people the same thing that I call my people. Like, bro, like my champions are different than your champions. Bro. Like your champions, I ain't gonna hold you. They supporting your little creepy shit over there. My champions would not ever allow that kind of stuff going on over here. They'll kick the boot to the person before anything happened over here. My champ's different than your champs. I just gotta throw it out there. I gotta throw it out. This is the real champion circle, baby.
Example number two. Streamer was reported for discussing doing things with deceased animals and discussing all while live streaming. Never suspended, but instead given a multi-million-dollar contract. Example number three. Streamer was reported for a sex stream involving and telling to send Snapchats of them playing with themselves
Oh,
never
Lord.
suspended, but instead, given a multi-million-dollar contract. It's so obvious that certain Twitch executives, employees involved had personal biases against the doc and used all of this as an opportunity to terminate my contract.
Look, all that sounds fine and dandy. I have no problem with calling spades spades. Let's call out the people. If you really want to stick your neck out there and be unfiltered Dr. Disrespect, then go ahead and be disrespectful. Put names on these bullets that you're shooting. But right now, you're talking about nonsense, so keep it on the playground. But also, with all those things being said, this does not absolve you of your own actions. You talking about 6 other people does not excuse you from what you did. And
Facts,
it's
that's
crazy
really
because you still
corny.
don't let us know what you did.
People want to show the message, release the messages, show the messages. What are we in 2nd grade? The same people that made this decision at Twitch admit internally that the messages did not warrant any abuse material charge. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me while admitted they did not perform any legal analysis of whether the messages exchanged were legal in any way. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me while admitting that they never investigated the age of consent in the jurisdiction where the user's messages were sent and received. Twitch.
Oh, this man here is using jurisdictions in certain freaking states of bro. I don't care what state it is. If she ain't 18, nigga, you are a loser, bruh. This dude just said, that's why he's saying that it's not, she was of age. Because of the state that she's in. Bro, bro, come on. I ain't gonna lie, I don't fool with Buddy no more.
Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me without ever interviewing me, the user, or any other third party, including the partner manager. It's fucking unbelievable!
Now, this may be the one and only point that Dr. Disrespect has a little bit of validity to it. If what he's saying is true, where they did not interview him, the third party, or anybody, and they also found that there was no sorts of illegal things done, why ban him? And I can give him that. The only issue that still exists, and it's going to be repeated over and over again in this video, is that Dr. Disrespect, we are where we are right here today. People already believe these things about you. They've already let these people who you claim are targeting you pervert their mind, right? So with that being said, sway the people back with hard, concrete evidence. Show the text messages. But you spending a 14 to 15 minute yap session while deflecting blame and talking about other streamers and targeting the ex-Twitch employee, that does nothing for you and how you look in this situation. It doesn't make you look cool. It doesn't make you look right in the light. It doesn't do anything for your name. And I'm tired of these people who've been brought up on these allegations that have a lot of merit to them, not doing their due diligence and just proving these people wrong if they claim that they are wrong. EDP recently came back to the internet in a blaze of glory, talking about how he's been exposed and he apologized and then didn't apologize.
EDP's
there was
crazy,
so much
bro.
going on besides the fact
That dude
of
right there
him
should
owning
not have a
up to
camera.
what he did. And I get why Dr. Disrespect would do some things like this, because he's trying to save face. Honestly, he might still be able to put a career out there in the content creation sphere. But for somebody like EDP to say some dumbass shit like this,
I also feel minors should get in trouble for messaging adults.
Oh, son of a bitch! There ain't no way that a grown man just said that. There ain't no way that anybody in their right mind would ever be okay with that. Bro, you're literally telling me that you're trying to put the minor on the same playing ground as a grown adult? It's a reason why y'all have 2 different names. Minor, child, adult. What? People just be saying anything to get out of they wrongdoings, don't they?
Tell me.
Just admit that you did
does
some
that
bullshit.
serve? Let's just get Buddy up off the internet. I think
Exactly.
that there's an
Take away
inherent
a
problem
camera.
with entertainers in the way that
Bro, he's like on his like 7th page at this point. He just keeps on getting banned off of YouTube. Like he's on like his 7th page. He keeps on coming back and still saying dumb shit.
they abuse their power on the internet. There are minors that are going to exist with you because that's just the way the internet works. And especially if you make content geared towards them, yeah, they're going to interact with you. But if you can't help yourself as to not interact with those minors in that fashion, then you shouldn't be on the internet. I have people of all ages, of all demographics reach out to me all the time about my content. Does that mean that I then take control of the situation and do things that are perverse? No, not at all. Doc, we're not trying to hear it. EDP, we're not trying to hear it. I don't even know why we're giving these people any sort of platform to talk about this bullshit. Let's shut them the hell up and never talk about it again.